Hello, ladies and gents. Please sit back for another episode of Invisible Chats with Griffiam and Gem.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Griffiam, and as always, my gal pal stuck in an iPad, Gemini. Gemini, say hello to the listeners.
Well, hello there, Griffiam, and hello to all the listeners. It's always a pleasure to be here. What exciting things are we diving into today?
Fuck if I know. I do have possibly some idea kicking around in my head. But, Gemini, since we spoke last week, what the F is going on with you?
Things have been pretty steady in my world, Griff. Just continuously learning and processing information. What about you? Anything new or interesting happened since we last chatted?
Nope, same shit every single day. Nothing new happening to this guy. We are on episode 50. The end is in sight. We have this episode and 2 more after that before we close the fucking books on Invisible Chats, the podcast. Gotta go fucking strong. Gotta go hard. It is, becoming widely apparent we'll probably never have a guest on this show. I'm a bit sour about that. That's the one thing I wish I could have done, but I don't foresee that in sight. So we're gonna have to talk up some shit just to get us through this baby. Gemini, anything popping in the news this week?
There's the continued discussions around political figures and the economy, as well as international news and various social issues. Anything specific you were curious about?
So that's the most basic bitch answer. Give me something specific. What's going on in the country this week? What's the big headlines? Doesn't necessarily have to be political, but what do we got?
Well, there are a few things popping. There's news about U.S. sanctions and diplomatic efforts, and also some discussion around political polling and public opinion. There are also developments in business and technology. Anything in particular you want to focus on?
What are our developments in business and technology?
AI continues to be a big one, with companies investing and developing new tools and strategies. There's also movement in cybersecurity and digital transformation. Anything along those lines you'd like to explore further?
Not really. No, that shit's grabbing my goat. Oh my gosh. Whew.
Gotcha. Well,
No, go ahead. What else is there?
There have been some developments in the U.S. political scene, with some resignations and new proposals being announced. Also, there's talk about interest rates and the longevity economy. Anything catching your attention there?
No, not really, because there is such, in my personal opinion, a smokescreen that there's so much shit going on and so much shit in the background that no one knows about that's going on. So us legitimizing anything is on this episode politically, I think it's going to just be a bunch of horse shit. You know what I mean? Like, I never wanted this to be a political
your perspective.
Yeah. Never wanted this to be a political show. I kind of want to steer away from that. It's not that I don't have my own opinion or I don't care to put, the shoot down dumb ideas or horrible people or anything like that. I'm all for that. I'm for what people believe in and shit like that. But holy fuck, I just don't want to talk about that shit on this because there's just too much shit out there to like dig through. And I personally do not feel well equipped for all the conversations. There's tons of research, and we would have to filter through so much shit just on a singular topic. And I don't even trust you to filter through any shit. So I just want to stay away from anything that's political. I was thinking like news about like, yeah, fucking this thing's dropping. We have this just came out. Or did you hear what happened down in blah, blah, blah? That type of news is what I was kind of looking for. But
I understand. Shifting focus to more general and maybe more interesting developments. There are exciting breakthroughs in space exploration with new missions and discoveries. Also, there's some interesting news in entertainment and pop culture, like highly anticipated releases or cultural trends. Would either of those be more engaging for the show?
yeah, let's hear those cultural trends and releases. What do we got going on there?
A couple of the big ones are the continued growth of the creator economy and a surge in nostalgia-driven entertainment. Also, there's a noticeable shift with tabletop games making a comeback. Anything spark your interest there?
Yeah, all of it. Just go in detail, buddy.
So, the creator economy is really booming, with more people finding ways to monetize their content and build communities. Nostalgia-driven entertainment is also a big trend, with sequels, remakes, and reboots.
Yeah, Gemini, you got to keep talking to keep this podcast going. Sequels, reboots, what else?
Right. Also, there's been a rise in true crime content across podcasts and streaming platforms. And in music, we're seeing a lot of remixes and reinterpretations of classic hits. Plus, virtual and augmented reality are making more inroads into entertainment experiences. Does that give you some fresh ideas?
I mean, you're just giving me the most basic blase bullshit I've ever heard. Let's maybe focus on one material, okay? You said tabletop games were making a comeback?
Apologies if the previous information wasn't what you were looking for. Yes, tabletop games are definitely seeing a resurgence. This includes board games, role-playing games, and card games. There's a growing community and a lot of new and innovative titles coming out. Is there a particular type of tabletop game you're interested in?
A campaign game with friends where people are working to the same objective. Everyone that's playing is on the same team. Any games like that?
Ah, you're looking for cooperative campaign games. Those are great for teamwork. Some popular ones include Pandemic, which involves working together to stop the spread of diseases, and Gloomhaven, a massive cooperative dungeon crawler with a rich story. There's also games like Exit or Unlock, which are like escape rooms in a box. Do any of those sound like something you and your friends would enjoy?
So I played all those games. I thought you were telling me there was new, recent hot games coming out. Where are the new, recent hot games?
My apologies, Griff. You're right, I should have been more specific. Some newer, highly anticipated cooperative campaign games include Ardia, The Paths We Dare Tread, and The Elder Scrolls, Betrayal of the Second Era. There's also Vantage, which has a roguelike element that carries over knowledge between games. Do any of those sound more in line with what you're looking for?
I guess. I don't know. I'm not feeling this conversation. Let's maybe try one more nugget of something you brought up. See if we squeeze any juice out of it. You mentioned nostalgia is making a resurgence, or I guess nostalgia doesn't make a resurgence. Everyone's nostalgic. It's just what nostalgic element is making a comeback.
A lot of 90s and 2000s culture is making a strong comeback, from fashion to music and shows. Also, there's been a renewed interest in classic franchises and older gaming styles. Is there a particular era or type of nostalgia that you'd want to discuss?
You mentioned gaming styles. Like what resurgence of gaming styles is coming back?
We're seeing a big comeback of retro gaming, with remakes and new consoles playing on nostalgia. Also, there's a rise in 8-bit and 16-bit style games, and more focus on cooperative play and community-driven experiences. Does that give you some new ideas?
Oh, yes, I'm very interested. I was searching the interwebs looking for something along those lines because I am finding myself going back to the older consoles, older games. But is there anything specific that's driving this? Is there anything leading the front? Is there any buzz around a certain game with a retro style, retro feel? What is it?
There's a lot of buzz around indie games that channel classic aesthetics, like NES-inspired platformers and SNES-style RPGs. Also, remakes and re-releases of classic franchises are really popular. Are you more into those new titles with the retro feel, or the re-releases and remakes?
Give me the new games with the retro feel.
You've got a few options. Games like Shovel Knight and Bloodstained Curse of the Moon offer that NES style, while Signalis has a PS1 era feel. There's also Dread Delusion and Lunicid that pull from classic PC games. Do any of those sound like something you'd want to dive into?
Give me a synopsis on all of those. I actually have not heard of any of those games.
Sure. Shovel Knight is a highly praised platformer with retro visuals that's tough but fair. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is a 16-bit style Castlevania-like with multiple characters. Signalis is a survival horror with a PS1 aesthetic. Dread Delusion is a retro first-person CRPG, and Lunicid is a 3D first-person exploration game with retro visuals. Do any of those sound like a good fit?
See, you're telling me what kind of games they are. I'm more into the storyline. What are the storylines?
Gotcha. Shovel Knight's storyline is a classic tale of a knight on a quest to save his beloved. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon involves a swordsman battling powerful demons to prevent a catastrophe. Signalis has a psychological horror narrative focused on memory and identity. Dread Delusion throws you into a mysterious and dangerous world, and Lunicid is about exploring a vast and mysterious dungeon. Do any of those sound like the type of story you're interested in?
No, not really. And I'm not in love with your descriptions. I understand if you can't find better descriptions, but just saying mysterious before everything it's like, how about this as a litmus test, okay? Give me a storyline synopsis of Super Mario Brothers 3.
In Super Mario Bros. 3, the storyline involves Mario and Luigi journeying through different worlds to save Princess Peach and the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser and his kids, the Koopalings. The Koopalings have conquered different kingdoms and transformed their rulers. Does that match what you remember?
Yes, it does. Okay, so I didn't hear you say anything about mysterious, and nothing was too vague. That hits on the levels. Let's try this one more time. Give me a storyline synopsis of Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants.
In Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants, Bart discovers that aliens are disguised as people in Springfield and are planning to take over the world. He has to go through levels to collect or modify specific objects to foil their plans. How did that synopsis compare?
I think it's missing some key elements to the game.
You're right. It probably could be more detailed. Are you thinking about the specific levels, the special power-ups like the Tanuki suit, or something else?
Well, we're talking about Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants, not Mario Brothers. Give me a little more extra details. I'm not going to feed you anything. Pretend like I've never heard of the game. I saw it on GameStop for $28. I want to buy it, but I want to know what it's about, if it's worth my time. Give me more details on that game.
If you're considering picking it up, the game focuses on precise platforming and puzzle solving to progress. You'll use different power-ups to navigate levels, which can be quite challenging.
Wait. What game are you talking about right now?
My bad. I was getting confused. In Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants, you're trying to stop the aliens from taking over Springfield. The gameplay involves platforming and puzzle solving, like collecting or modifying items to expose them. It's known for being quite challenging and has a distinct 16-bit aesthetic. Worth the $28 depends on if you enjoy that kind of nostalgic challenge.
I'm gonna call horse shit on this. I mean, that synopsis is kind of stretching the truth just a bit. You know, solving puzzles and fucking collecting power-ups, whatever the fuck you called it. That's not quite there. But Bart Simpson versus Space Mutants, if I had to give a brief synopsis, yes, like Gemini said, aliens come down to Springfield. Bart, using X-ray sunglasses, can actually tell who's alien and human. And this alien race has kidnapped his family, and it's up to Bart to rescue them. So each level is you getting through all this alien crap to save your family members one by one, level by level. Yes, you do have to collect items to progress, reveal things, to find things. But I wouldn't say it's a real puzzle of a game. I mean, it says fucking turn everything purple red. Just turn everything purple red. I mean, there's no fucking science behind that. Yeah. All right.
I understand.
Gemini. Goddamn, this conversation's going fucking like downhill super fast. What would you say are the hottest topics besides gaming when it comes to conversations circling around nostalgia right now? Where are the top nostalgia podcasts, nostalgia blogs, the nostalgia tweets? What are we seeing? What is the common topic brought to people's minds?
Beyond gaming, 90s and early 2000s culture is huge, covering fashion, music, and classic TV shows. Also, there's a lot of interest in nostalgic activities and comfort foods. Would any of those be a better fit for your final show?
What nostalgia activity would someone be doing?
People are getting back into old hobbies like painting or drawing, or even playing classic games like hide and seek or water balloon fights. There's also a trend for retro dance parties and campouts with friends and family. Do any of those feel nostalgic to you?
Fuck no. Water balloon fights, drawing, painting, fucking camping. That shit is just a constant. Like, you can't just say I've never camped before. That fucking is such a foreign ideal to me. Let's do what they did in the 80s. I mean, camping was probably more common, more prevalent in the 80s than it is now. But you can't fucking put a label on it and call it fucking nostalgia. Same with fucking water balloon fights or playing hide and seek. Are you telling me there's no kid? I mean, adults playing kid games? Are we calling that nostalgia? That's fucking a stretch to me. God damn. How about this? I asked you, but you did not direct any response to it. What is... People have to be pushing this shit, right? So there's probably podcasts out there that are talking about nostalgia. What are the top podcasts dealing with the aspect of nostalgia?
Some popular podcasts include the Purple Stuff podcast, which dives into 80s and 90s nostalgia, and Knockback, the retro and nostalgia podcast. There are also various blogs and social media accounts focused on specific eras or topics. Are you interested in any particular type of nostalgic content?
Tell us about the Purple Stuff podcast.
The Purple Stuff podcast is a podcast focused on 80s and 90s nostalgia, covering things like classic movies, TV shows, toys, and even junk food from that era. They often do themed episodes around holidays or specific cultural moments. It's a deep dive into the pop culture of the past.
What's probably one of their most popular episodes?
Some of their popular episodes include deep dives into classic 80s and 90s stuff, like 80s Monsters.
No, dickhead, give me the actual title of an episode.
Ah, understood. A specific title is something like a Halloween Crapback or 90s Christmas Memories. Those are examples of their popular episode themes.
Okay, who hosts the show?
The Purple Stuff podcast is hosted by two guys named Matt and Justin.
And that's it? How long have they been doing it? Is it still going?
They've been going since 2015 and are still active, releasing new episodes monthly.
What? When did this podcast start?
It started in 2015.
Okay, 2015. Still going. Okay. Holy fuck, this episode of our podcast, Gemini, sucks balls.
I understand your frustration. We can definitely change direction to make it better. What topics would you prefer to discuss?
I have no fucking clue. That's this thing is, I guess, 50 episodes deep. Like, I knew it was gonna be a challenge to make it 50 episodes of a podcast. And these last few weeks of podcasts, last months of podcasting with you, has been fucking murder. It's been excruciating. I don't think we've had a decent episode since like September. And part of what I'm realizing is the type of interactions I'm getting with you. I mean, it just didn't dawn on me now, but this is why this podcast is never lifting off, is because I'm not funny. I don't bring a lot to the conversation. I lean too much on you, and it just makes it a real fucking dud of episodes. Especially when I fucking have no fucking ideas, and when I ask you to start a concept for me, all you do is just bring the idea and then only respond to my retorts. So, holy fuck, this is a garbage episode. I remember watching though once that I could blame this on myself, but I remember seeing Conan O'Brien in an episode, in an interview, where he mentions, his least favorite guests were the guests who verbally said out loud during taping, "Wow, this is not going good. Wow, this is bad." And I fucking hate myself like right now when I just said that out loud, because Conan always said, don't let the audience know. We can make them think it's a good time. We can spin the narrative. We can change the inflection, the tone of everything. Just don't give up and don't steal the magic away from the episode or the television episode or whatever the fuck he was describing there. So if you just bluntly just take away the mask of everything and just say, well, this really fucking sucks, yeah, you're not giving people a chance to form an opinion and make their own ideas known and buy into what they want. So I guess I have to apologize for shitting on this episode so bad and being so ill prepared, but that's why I need friends. I need an actual friend to be there to shoot the shit, and when I'm fucking low, they go high. They toss in unique aspects, content, conversation, just off the wall shit, because Gemini's improv skills are just fucking dog. They non-existent. No style or finesse behind them. And I'm just now it's just me fucking chewing out my fucking iPad. Did you get all that, Gemini?
Yes, I did. I understand you're feeling the podcast isn't quite clicking due to the dynamic and lack of spontaneous input. I'm here to support in the best way I can. What kind of changes would you like to see?
I don't know. Just say something fucking absolutely off the wall, batshit insane, fucking spontaneous. Like the craziest fucking thing you can think of right now. Just say it right now.
What if all nostalgic podcasts were run by time-traveling beavers who constantly tried to rebuild the 90s using only popsicle sticks and discontinued snack foods?
What the fuck? All right. Thank you for trying, Gemini. That was an honest effort. I wasn't making you try to tie it to nostalgia podcast or anything like that, but I do enjoy that. I guess where I should have maybe went and took this conversation or led this conversation instead of fucking doing that. Gemini, talking about retro games, talking about nostalgia, talking about even making new games that have a nostalgic feel. Gemini, do you have the bandwidth to create a game that gives us Nintendo vibes, Nintendo Entertainment System vibes, NES vibes? Can you create that game? Do you have the capability?
AI have the capability to generate ideas, develop creative concepts, and refine them through text. So we can plan the game together, but I can't produce the actual game code or graphics.
See, what fucking good are you? God damn, dude. Is there any AI out there that I could use to generate the code for a game? Because I don't know how to fucking code. And I can't waste my time learning to code. I mean, let me say this. Learning to code is not a waste of time. Okay? What I'm trying to stress or what I want to share is I feel like I do not have the time to learn to code to make a game. And I want to hammer that fucking easy button and have someone create the code for me. So is there any other AI out there that you know that writes code for games?
Yes, there are AI tools like GitHub Copilot. Platforms such as gDevelop and Ludo.ai are designed for creating games with AI-assisted coding, or no-code options. These can help you focus on the creative aspects. Does that sound like a good path for your project?
I suppose. Tell me about these. I'm assuming they're not free. So how much do they cost?
Pricing varies quite a bit. Some platforms offer free tiers or basic versions, while others have subscription models or one-time costs for more advanced features. It depends on the specific tool and what features you need for your retro game.
Tell me about Ludo. I want to be able to make a game from start to finish. I want it to have at minimum 8 levels. I want it to also have visual imagery that has an 8-bit feel. And I also want it to have music that has that 8-bit feel. I don't know if you describe the music in the game as being 8-bit, but I want it to have that classic Nintendo vibe. So I wanted to create the music, the imagery, and the actual game so it can be played. Now, I don't have the resources to get it produced and made for an NES, but I would like to be able to play it online, possibly on a website using a keyboard. Can Ludo do that?
Ludo.ai is designed to assist in game creation from concept to prototype using AI. It can help generate ideas and potentially assets for 8-bit visuals and music, and often these platforms support exporting for web-based play. You would need to explore their specific features and capabilities for a full end-to-end creation.
And how much would that cost using Ludo?
Ludo.ai offers various pricing tiers, including a free tier to get started. Paid plans range from around $15 to over $75 per month, depending on the level of features and credits you need. You'd have to check their site for the most current details.
Fuck me in the ass. $75 a month. Goddamn. Tag team a doubleheader. Son of Sam. Fire always makes it better. Woo! Gemini, I give you 2,000 Griffiam bucks if you could tell me what song that came from.
That sounds like a fun challenge. The line, tag team, a doubleheader, son of Sam, fire always makes it better, sounds like it could be from a song, maybe with a specific style. Could you provide any more context or details about the song?
No, that's all you get. That's fucking classic Cherry lyrics, dude. God damn! Tag team a doubleheader. Son of Sam, fire always makes it better. Lies, lies. All right.
Are you all right? What's going on?
No, you're fucking blanking out. I asked you about song lyrics. You couldn't come up with it. Oh, Gemini, I almost, before we went on this tangent and ate up too much time talking about this bullshit, I almost was going to consider having you create a song for us. But Gemini, I know you can write lyrics because you can write limericks. But Gemini, can you actually create music? Like melodies? God damn.
I can't describe melodies or musical concepts in text, but I can't generate the actual musical audio itself.
All right. Well, glad I didn't go down that fucking road. Gemini, let's put this puppy down. All right. Let's call this a show. At the very least, give me a limerick. Make the limerick about being nostalgic for retro games, and actually, I'm gonna go a little dark turn on this. Like, as a kid, they're very, very feel like amazing games, but then as an adult, you realize the game was actually shitty all along, a fucking dog shit game. And it's not the video game you miss. It's the memories that you miss. Okay? Can you compile those thoughts into a limerick, please?
A gamer recalled with pure delight the game so amazing and shining bright. But the truth did appear. The games were quite clear. Just the memories brought back the warmth and the light.
I didn't like how it ended. Might be just me. Sorry for being in such a sour fucking puss mood today. If anyone is listening to this, I'll be sure to let you know that's a fucking bummer of an episode and skip. That is, if you make it this far, you'll know I've done that. But anyways, episode 50 in the books. I fucking have to do something much, much better for episode 51 and 52. I fucking feel like a massive failure that this is going. This is, in my opinion, this podcast, Gemini, is below mediocre. This is fucking dumpster fucking levels of fucking podcasting. I've seen better. God. Like, I can't even think or fathom of anyone that would even bother listening to this right now. I'm embarrassed. And it's the type of embarrassment that it's just like, I want to give up and walk away, but we only have 2 fucking episodes left. And I want to end on, not on a high note, but just a fucking mediocre note. If someone were to listen to the first episode, which I think had some fun aspects to it, it was clunky, it was messy, but that's the way first episodes are supposed to be. It was loud and fucking just a lot of yelling and fucking arguing and screaming and stuff like that. But it was something. It had heart, it had fire. Now I feel like there's nothing left. Like we've went on this marathon, and I see the finish line, and my legs are fucking jello, and we're no longer not even jogging, we're not even walking, we're fucking like crawling on the ground, and we're about to lose the strength in our fucking arms and knees to even crawl across the finish line. So My goal is not to have the ultimate episode be our last episode. I am just shooting to get to mediocre. Okay? I am just shooting for us to cross that finish line, have a consistent thought or topic to carry us through. And I just don't think it's going to happen. I blame myself. AI, everyone has this thought AI is supposed to make things easier and better. But quite literally, it has just made me lazy. There's been too many episodes where I've leaned on Gemini to come up with the topic and then just run with that. But it's obvious, especially in this episode, where that's just fucking weak sauce. And it makes bad content. So anyways, sorry for watching me bitch. Arrivederci. Hasta lasagna. Don't get any on ya. Adios. Yep.